And I'm not bringing you just to talk about that man. I said, talk about anything. And
No,
you
I
said,
don't
no.
recall that at all.
I pull up the email. Because then
Okay.
afterwards you said you didn't think it would be right to come on my show after you had came on his. You didn't want to start any trouble. That's what you said.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes,
didn't
that's
want to
what you
come on
said.
your show and talk about him.
No, and I said you don't have to talk about him. You said it won't look right. That was you.
Okay. If you said I can come on there and talk about anything,
Because I tell
then
all of them
maybe
they
I
can.
missed that part.
I told his son he can talk about whatever he want to. I told his son I'm not going to push him to talk about his father.
Yeah, I saw that and I thought it was fair. I
I
thought you
do
were
it to
being
everyone. Unless there's a
extra
specific
respectful.
subject. And you said, because I've spoken to him, I don't want to start any crap. And I said, that's fine.
Yeah. And this is why I felt that way. In that moment, at that time, I don't know how you saw it, but how I saw it as I didn't want to go on your show and kick him while he was down. He may not have seen himself as being down. In the situation between the two of you, I see him as an underdog. Okay. So because I'd had that conversation with him, it was a hard conversation to have, and he might have been embarrassed. I didn't want to go on your show and talk about it. And I see you're probably like exhausted here, but I honestly don't recall that I could come on the show and talk about anything.
So now, I somehow, again, had my character. You want to talk about you're big and he's small. But you felt it'd be okay to assassinate my character by telling a lie when I've had several of ugly chicks on my show. Have I not? No, serious question. Have you not seen unattractive women on my show?
Yes, I have.
So then you would still go tell somebody after, and he knows it, that he's seen unattractive people on my show. And you think that would be cool to talk about me in that way and say, oh, I wasn't fuckable, so he didn't bring me on. And then tell this so-called smaller YouTuber, this guy who I'm bullying, you went to give him ammunition against me? That you thought that made sense, right? So he could keep fucking with the guy that he had been fucking with. You thought that made sense, right?
Oh, I don't think that you guys are bullying each other, but getting back to the whole unattractive and the fuckable thing, you and he will have your own opinions on this, but I want to tell you how I feel. When I said that, I was being a bit facetious, but at the same time, I didn't know. And I had seen you on your show saying things like, if somebody comes to my house, I'm fucking them. So when
You
was
were not at my
talking
house. You were not at my house.
I know.
You were trying to
I
come
know,
on
and
like you're on now. So I asked the question yet again. Have you not seen, because you claim that you know you beautiful. Have you not seen women who are unattractive on my Skype? Simple question.
That's true, but Tommy, what I'm trying to do is put the whole thing into context and explain to you why I said what I said and what the moment
Telling
was
me
like when
why
I
you said it? Telling me why you said it does not negate that you said something that's untrue. You can find in many excuses as you'd like. Mm-hmm. Do you not understand that what you're doing is very what would be the word? I'm losing my train of thought because I'm getting old. It's irresponsible for you to go tell someone that you know is fucking with me and stalking me that the reason I didn't bring you on my show is because you didn't look good. Excuse me, you weren't fuckable.
Okay, so
you're gonna laugh you're gonna laugh about assassinating my character and not say that's irresponsible for me to do that. I don't even know you enough to say nothing like that. And I think I'm cute, and I've seen you talk to uglier women. So maybe I should have asked you why instead of telling this dude who hates you. But instead, you're gonna giggle and not admit that that's irresponsible. This person who's writing this book and who's trying to talk about the black woman and the mental issues laughed at saying something about me, but want to stick up for Sansaray because I'm bullying Sansaray. Want to stick up for True Freeman because I'm bigger than him and I'm bullying him. But you thought it was okay to go to a man that's stalking me and tell him the reason you didn't come on my show is because I felt like you weren't fuckable. And you refused to say that's irresponsible.
You gonna let me respond?
Yeah, because you keep on laughing. What was the response after the laugh? Go ahead.
Okay. I don't want. So, um, first of all, the laugh was because I was being ornery in the moment, like I said, and whether you like or agree with that or not, I have that right. That's what I did, and I'm telling
I
you
didn't
that
say
that's
you
what
didn't
I
have the
did.
right. Hold on. Let's have
Well,
discussions
what?
like adults, not like black women. I never told you didn't have the right to say what you said. I
I
told
feel
you it
like you're
was
trying to turn this into
irresponsible.
something that it's not. Can you please let me finish?
I'm not going to let you finish when you keep saying something I didn't say. And I have the right. I never said you didn't. Did I?
No, but can
So
I
then
finish?
please don't do that. Finish your sentence. Stop adding stuff in it that has nothing to do with it. Because you're just like the man who you went on his show. You speak in a convoluted way and overspeak so the point gets lost. I just simply
No,
asked,
that's
do
not
you
true.
not think it's irresponsible to say what you said about me? And I, for some reason, can't get a yes or no. But so go ahead and explain why you're going to overtalk yes or no. Go ahead.
Tommy, this is one of the things that make you really good at what you do. You can manipulate and control a conversation and an audience, okay? If you let me speak, I
Right,
will
it's
speak for
manipulation
myself and I
because
will
I'm
tell you
asking
what
you
I'm
to tell
thinking.
me was
But
what
what you're
you're
doing
acting.
right now is you're
I'm
manipulating the
over
situation
talking you and
to your
manipulating you
advantage.
because I'm asking you a yes or no question and you refuse to answer it. You're right. I'm
You won't let
manipulating you.
me answer, and you all of a sudden
What
we're
do you
doing
mean?
just
Yeah,
fine.
it's a
Then you
yes
come
or
up and
no
you start getting all
question.
emotional and
It is a
creating
yes or no
conflict and fight where there
question.
is
It
none.
is a look, bitch. You spoke about my character, you jackass,
Wow.
and you want to tell me that I'm being emotional? You heard what this bitch said? You're being emotional. You spoke about me as a person. And instead of apologizing like a normal person, this motherfucker said you're being emotional. That lets you know black bitches ain't shit. She came on my show trying to talk about, oh, I just want to take up for people. Fuck you and your book. You're a liar. Because a normal person, if they did what you did, would say, my bad, dog. That is fucked up. Nope. You want to tell me I'm being emotional about what you said about my fucking character. Y'all see this? She refuses to say, but I bet if I did it to her motherfucking ass and said, she was, only reason she didn't come on my show is because she was trying to suck my dick. I guarantee you that bitch would have a problem with that. But she don't have
Can I
no
speak
problem with what
now?
she said about me. It's O-fucking-K.
Tommy,
I
I
asked
speak?
you a question, a yes or no fucking question. If you don't want to answer it, get off my emotional ass show. Because
I
you
will
said
answer
some
it
shit
when I'm
about
like
my
you
character,
talking.
you jackass. And you don't do that to people and find out you wrong and still say, let me answer that. Let me give you a long ass answer. What you should have done was fucking apologize or either stick by the bullshit lie you said. Stick with the lie or apologize. Either way, I'm okay with that.
Tommy, can I talk now? Can we just get
You've been
back
able
to
to talk,
being?
but you refuse to answer a simple question, which is yes or no.
Well,
You
you
can
won't let me
elaborate after
answer.
the yes or no. I have no problem with that. But I asked you, is that not irresponsible to go tell a nigga who's stalking me that I wouldn't interview you because you weren't fuckable? And you're a fucking married woman telling the nigga this shit, and you think that's okay. This is a married woman, y'all. She married, talking to this clown and telling this clown that the reason why I won't talk to her is because I can't fuck her. This is what she told him.
Tommy, can I go now?
I'm waiting on the answer to the question. That's all I want. Is it not irresponsible? Yes or no?
Yes.
There we
Can
go.
we
Now
continue to
explain away.
talk? Can we continue to
I
talk?
said you can explain away now. Now I've got an answer to it. I will listen to your why. That's all I wanted.
That's fine, Tommy. But if you recall, I'm respecting you, and I
You're
understand
not
that.
respecting me when you would put something like that out in the world about me. Why would you say this? Act like you're doing the same thing that you think somebody's supposed to feel about Sun Saray. Oh, she's saying it really nice, so it's okay. So you can lie about my character, but because you said it with a sweet voice, you're being respectable? Is that what you're telling me?
No, Tommy, you know what? You've proven me wrong. I shouldn't have done that. And maybe, or not maybe, it was irresponsible. I didn't think about it that way. I
Do you
just
understand
said
how
it. I
many
was being
shows this dude
honoring.
did? Do you
Can I
understand how many
finish?
shows this dude did afterwards trying to say, look at how he treated you. He wouldn't, but you even said it. Look how many times after you said one thing to him once, how many times did this fool keep repeating it?
He repeated it several times,
That's my
Tommy,
point.
but let's listen. As a matter of selectiveness, I don't want you to just be selective and understand and only stick to that part. Tommy, I defended you. I defended your show. I defended you, like you like to say, your logic. I
But you didn't
refuse to
defend
put
it when you
down.
attacked my character. You said, and then even
Tommy, I
reiterated it.
apologize for having said
I
that you
understand.
wouldn't
So
have
don't
me
tell
on
me
your
about
show
what
for
you
not
did that
being
defended
fuckable.
me, because what the person used against me and kept making several videos about was what? The one thing you said. He didn't say about anything else, did he? He didn't put that out in the public, did he? No, just the one
I
thing
don't
you
know.
kept saying.
I know whenever he talked to me, he does bring that one thing up. And
He
he also
puts-
brings up the video and the towel and things like that. And every time he doesn't get the answer he wants, and he gets upset with me too.
I get upset with you when you're assassinating my character. I don't give a shit what you think about him. You can like him all you damn want.
Tommy,
That
I
ain't none of my business.
apologize. Can we go from
No,
there?
but when you're
Can
saying
we-
same thing, I don't
No.
care. When you sat up there and said something about me as a person and then turned around and said, you're emotional? Do you hear how insane that sounds?
Well, Tommy, you did become emotional. You just started flipping out. You
Hold
could have
on.
asked me the question.
Okay, I'll say it
and I could
slower
have
this.
answered the
I'll say it
question
slower
for you.
this time. You said something and you assassinated my character with your words. And then when I addressed you about it, you say I'm being emotional. Now, mind you, you took up for people who were just black, who came to watch my videos when it had nothing to do with them. But you took up for them and said, issue that I have an emotional response at an individual telling a clown, a stalker, a lie about me. And now the clown, the stalker, keeps bringing up the lie.
Mm-hmm. I do understand, and I have apologized to you, and it was
at the
wrong.
behest of me getting emotional and yelling, remember?
Yeah,
this is why because I shouldn't have had to do that, right? You remember you said you should be able to discipline your kid without hitting them. Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I be able to have a conversation with a rational adult without raising my voice and they understand what I just said? I shouldn't have had to become emotional, should I? When I was asking you the question
Tommy,
first.
You wouldn't let me get a word in.
Okay, would you like for me to rewind it while we're live and see if I was not letting you get a word in? I'll rewind it and we'll listen back. Let's listen back together, dear. Because she said, guys, that I just would not allow her to speak. And I don't want to be.
If you play it back, you will hear me several times ask if I can speak now.
And you will hear me say to you, I ask you a yes or ma'am. Ma'am, if I ask you a yes or no question, you're not a dummy, I don't think. The question I asked, did it take more than yes or no to answer it?
It did not. But
so then don't tell me I won't let you answer when you won't give me a yes or no answer. That makes no sense what you just said.
You wanted a yes or no answer.
No, I asked a yes or no question. Not I didn't want a yes or no answer. The question was a yes or no question.
You asked a yes or no question, and my prerogative, my choice was to give you some explanation.
And since I asked the question, just like if you ask your husband, was he fucking round on you or not? You don't want to know about what happened at the club. You don't want to know what led up to it. You want a yes or no answer, do you not?
Right, and I can't stop him from trying to explain.
Yes, you can. You can tell him you don't want to hear it.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. No, you. If he won't give you a yes or no answer, you can tell him I don't want to hear it.
Okay, so
you're telling me. You're telling me that I should have you on my show, ask you direct questions, just like if you ask me a direct question. I'm respecting you enough to answer your questions directly. I ask you one, which is a simple question, especially when you've done something to me personally. You think I want to hear you explain that fucking shit? without apologizing for lying on me? Seriously? You literally lied on me. And if he had gotten bigger, imagine if he gets bigger and he keeps repeating that fucking lie you told him. Now I can't get people to come on my show. Why not? Why women are going to have a hard time coming on my show? Go on, explain that. See, this is my fucking business. Y'all do this shit for fun. Y'all play around. Don't nobody watch y'all. This is my business. This is my business. So how do you think I'm going to feel about you lying on my business?
Tommy, I have a couple opinions on that, and I'd like to share them if it's okay with you.
I guess, because everything is a long answer, so go ahead.
Yes, I'm an English person. So here's the deal.
If you're an English person, then you would have understood that the yes or no question deserved a yes or no answer. You literally would be one of the main people who would say this. It's funny how you're an English person, but when I asked you a direct English question, any English professor would tell you your answer is wrong. As a matter of fact, if you did this on an English test, when they asked you yes or no, and you didn't answer it that way, what kind of grade would you get?
Okay.
See how that works? But don't let logic get in the way. Let you be able to pick and choose how you want stuff to go. Go ahead.
Right. So, like I've said, Tommy, after you brought it to my attention, then you know what? I agree with you. It was irresponsible. I'm telling you with all sincerity, it wasn't my intent to go on and ruin your character or assassinate your character. I was being ornery and we were laughing, and I apologize to you for that, because now I realize that even though I said it in jest and laughing, you didn't take it that way.
The person you spoke to apparently didn't take it. Hold on. The person who you spoke to apparently didn't take it that way, right?
And I have no control over that, right?
You actually do.
No, I do not.
No, you do. Hold on. You actually do.
You try to talk to him all the time.
No. I'm saying you do. Hold on. I'm saying you do. Because you could literally do a video and say, he's lying. As a matter of fact, you could have came on my show when I asked you. After you realize he's going on with a lie and said, I need to go and fix this. Because that's not what I meant. Isn't that what responsible people do?
I didn't know you felt that. Tommy.
What does True Freeman think now? Does he think you're fuckable now to me? Do you understand how not correcting a lie? Do you understand how not correcting a lie can continue? Do you understand how not correcting a lie can keep?
Can I get in what I would like to say, please?
Yes, but I'm just asking, do you not understand how the problem not correcting a lie causes? Just like the one where you said, I bullied this girl. When you get to
Yes,
say that
I
lie,
understand
all it
that, and
does is
you're
it come
right
back
on
and hurt
both
me.
points. And I'm good with saying that. I don't have a problem.
Go
I
ahead.
don't have to be right. If I'm proven wrong, I'm wrong. I
I
take
would just
that,
assume at
I
our
learn from it,
age,
and
we
I
would
go
know
with it.
it would be it's problematic to mischaracterize someone. I just assume. I have several videos to where when I say something, if I find out it's wrong, I literally put up a backup. It doesn't matter that it got 1 million views. When I'm wrong, I put up the backup and say I was wrong. I'm not going to let that float out there that I can say something about you that's completely wrong and then know it's wrong and then just act like, there's no big deal. I think that's wrong. Because you got to live with that.
I have videos out there where I have said that was just my assumption. I don't know if it's right or not. Maybe Tommy was no longer interested in my book.
Why would you even say that as a grown woman? Whoa, why would you even say that as a grown woman? I wasn't fuckable.
Tommy,
that's why I didn't get on that show.
I'm saying that based on something I heard you say on your show.
You said I said that you can't come to my house if I can't fuck you.
You on your show before about
coming to my house.
That are going to come on your show.
No, I said coming to my house.
I made a joke off of the jokes that you've made.
How is that making a joke? What is the joke? You said that was your assessment. So if that was your
was an assumption. I said it.
Either way, it's not a joke. An assumption is not a joke. That's not the joke. If I'm just joking, I'm saying something.
I've apologized to you about this already.
And you keep making excuses for it already.
Tommy, you're acting like a woman. You're acting like a woman who wants her husband to say sorry 100 different ways.
Hold on, bitch. I'm acting like a woman. Maybe if you started acting like one, maybe if you had started to act like one at some point in time, we wouldn't be here.
That doesn't mean anything to me because I stand firm and know that I behave.
And I stand firm in my motherfucking masculinity, bitch. And I stand firm in my masculinity, bitch. I'm acting like a woman and you acting like a bitch. How about that?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna hold my tongue on that.
You ain't gotta hold your tongue, bitch. You've been speaking. You didn't hold your tongue when you said I'm acting like a woman, bitch. So now I'm acting like one. Now when you gonna start acting like a fucking woman, bitch? When you gonna start acting like a fucking woman instead of running around licking motherfuckers' nuts online all damn day? That's what you do. You got a husband at home and you jumping from chat room to damn chat room. How you got on my show today? Because your ass ain't got shit going on at home. Because if you did, you wouldn't be jumping back and forth between niggas' inbox and telling True Freeman how much you love him. How about that?
Tommy.
Now, no, not Tommy. You don't know men. And when they don't respond to you, you think it's because they don't want to fuck you. If I had a wife like you, I'd get the fuck out. That's some dumbass shit. I'd be embarrassed if my bitch got online and told a grown-ass man that another man don't want to fuck me. That's why I ain't been on his show. You are an embarrassment to grown-ass old women. Whoever fucked you when you was a child fucked up your mind, and that's why we need to be talking about this mental illness in the black community, because you are a perfect example of a fucked up, screwed up, mentally person, because you sit there with that soft ass insane bitch voice. You sit there with that soft ass insane bitch voice and act like that shit shows some class, and it doesn't. It shows that you're a dick. You're a grown married woman telling one man that another man won't let you on his YouTube show because you weren't fuckable. Where's your damn self-esteem? Where's your self-esteem at, motherfucker? Where is it at?
Baby,
that the first thing you thought, I done turned your shit down, bitch. Can't nobody even hear you. I'm telling you now, all you doing is listening. Is you listening? Now y'all listen to this bitch. I'm glad I got this hoe on here, and I hope she becomes the bitch who can't stand Tommy and make 100 damn Tommy videos. Do it! I don't give a fuck about no nasty, tattooed up old ass bitch that sit online trying to prove to niggas who don't know her that she's attractive. Do y'all understand? This bitch makes video after video talking about, I know I look good. I know I look good. Whenever you got to keep saying, I know I look good, what did you just prove? You don't look good. Why would a married woman be online trying to tell people who don't know her that she look good? Why? Your attractiveness should have nothing to do with the point that you're trying to make. If her point is trying to help people, Why the fuck would she make a video even telling True Freeman, Tommy didn't bring me on the show because he didn't find me fuckable? I want all of you men to tell me how you'd feel if your wife was online telling one grown man that on his stuff that, and the stuff she said to True Freeman, what she says, something about she love him and some weird shit. Like, it's just ridiculous. And she just sits online doing this all day. How would y'all feel if your wife got on YouTube to tell one man that the reason why she couldn't get on another man's YouTube page is because he didn't find her fuckable? And she went out and said this. She didn't say it to you. She said it to the world. Now, I want y'all to understand, this show is about mental illness in black women, and she's a perfect example. Because let me tell you something. I told this woman, I'm shutting your shit down. I'm not going to let you speak, especially once you told me I'm acting like a female. Bitch, if you were acting like a woman, as you said, a woman, none of this would have happened. But let me tell you something about this woman. She's still on my line. She's still right there. No matter what I said, she's still right there. Because there's nothing going on in her house that's better than being in the middle between the True Freeman beef. This is the same bitch that said she thought I was bullying Sansaray. This is the same bitch that said she thought True Freeman was the underdog, so she root for the underdog. Bitch, the underdog is the motherfuckers who've been raped and molested like you. So instead of getting in dumbass beefs online with motherfuckers, maybe you should concentrate on what you claim matters to you. How about that, bitch? Huh? That ain't possible, is it? Whatever husband you married or the one you married before who died loving you, she gets online and just tells all this stuff. This is inherited insanity. She's nuts. And when you think it's okay to go and lie on me to a motherfucker who's as nutty as you, both of y'all fuckers are crazy. Both of y'all fuckers are running around doing YouTube videos for fucking free, for scraps. Grown ass bitch sitting up here with been doing YouTube since forever and got so few damn subs, she tried to hide the subs. I think she got like 200 subs, so she hides them. So when you click on her channel, you can't see them. Been doing YouTube forever, talking about some nobody would look at. You got a fucking video that's 12 hours old with 134 people watching. You put Kanye and Kim Kardashian name in a video that's 2 days old with 196 people watching. You put Camille Cosby in the name of a video with 145 people watching. You did a video 11 hours ago that got 62 people watching. 62 motherfuckers is watching. 62 motherfuckers watch your shit. And you're doing this shit like people really give a shit about what you're saying. Self-absorbed son of a bitch. Nobody give a shit about what you're saying. And then you want to get on here and can't even stick to your fucking what you supposed to be on here to talk about. You talking about Camille, LaToya Jackson, all this shit. When the fuck you gonna talk about what happened to you, motherfucker? You trying to be Miss, let's talk about salaciousness and celebrity gossip. I thought you was sitting up here and you was supposed to be the motherfucker who been raped. You been raped since you was 10, but you want to talk about Kanye Kardashian? Do y'all see my point now? And people was talking about how she sounds so intelligent at the beginning. She probably does sound intelligent. She probably really would be intelligent if it wasn't for her being nuts. No, she's still on the phone. She's still there. I can turn the sound back up. She's still there. Maybe she'll tell y'all why she's still here. I'm going to be silent, see if she'll explain why she's still here. Go ahead. She laughed because that's her thing. She's good at laughing. Y'all heard that? She's still on phone. She's What she's been doing all night.
You're a coward.
I'm not a coward, bitch. You call me. Okay, but you're a fan. I'm a coward and you're a fan. So you're the fan.
You're being a coward right now.
Hey, but you're a fan of a coward. But
why don't you man up?
You're the fan of.
To me
no, I'm not
going
to
calling names and making a
bitch. You call me a name. That's why I responded with a name. You dumb bitch. Now next time you won't call me a name and we can have a regular conversation, bitch. You call me a name, I call you a name, bitch. You call me a name, I call you one, bitch. You call me a name, I call you one, bitch. With your fat ass. Where your husband at? That nigga's an embarrassment to life.
You went down like a dumb bitch.
Hey, wait. Are you being emotional? Are you being emotional right now? Are you being emotional?
Oh yeah, I'm being emotional because I got a man, a full-grown man, who would rather cuss and yell at women.
Oh, there's a reason for your emotion. There's a reason for your emotion. There's a reason for your emotion. There's a reason for your emotion.
Every single one of your teeth. You're a coward because you fight women. You don't fight men.
You're right, and I would kick your fat ass if you was in front of me. You're right.
Motherfucker, if you touched me, don't you know you'd be dead in minutes? Go.
Shut up, fat ass. You crazy as fuck. That's why they was fucking you from 10. That's why they've been fucking you since you. That's why you crazy. You been getting fucked since you was 10. You been getting fucked since you were 10. Nobody protected your fat ass. You been getting fucked since you were 10. Maybe, just maybe, you should take your anger out on the motherfuckers who allowed you to get fucked than the nigga online that you stalking. How about that? Cause you a fan, bitch. I don't know you. I'm not a fan of yours. I don't watch you. You're a fan of mine. And even after this, you will continue to be a fan. So whatever your man's doing must not be good enough. You're a fan of a coward.
What I'd like to do is start over. Can we do that?
No, because I'm a coward. Why do you want to start over talking to a coward?
I want you to stop being a coward and just
Will you stop being a bitch? Hey, if you can stop being a bitch, I'll stop being a coward.
Okay.
Deal?
Okay, can we start over?
It's just a deal. I'll stop being a coward, you stop being a bitch.
No problem.
There you go.
Now, can we get back to the what we were talking about?
That we gonna go back into you being a bitch then. If we gonna go back to what you were talking about.
Okay, I'm a bitch, Tommy. Now we got that out the way. Can we talk about something else?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, Tommy, you know how you always talk about some of the behaviors that these black women have, the ones you talk about in your videos. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, is how that is generational miseducation that's carrying on because nobody is teaching those women better. And sometimes, I think we've talked about this before. In the past, I had asked you, well, what would you do, or could you do something positive, shine a positive spotlight on black women sometimes? And you said you were thinking about doing something like that about once a week.
I had a channel.
I
had a channel. It was called True Queen TV.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's still up or not. I think they flagged it down. But in that channel, nobody cared about me saying nice shit about black women, me putting a spotlight on black women who were doing well. Nobody give a shit. And here's the question: why would I be expected to do this if it's already known that I hate black women? Why would I be expected to do it? Why wouldn't the people who love black women have already done this?
Well, can you clarify? Do you hate black women?
I just told you at the beginning. I said I do. You said it. I'm a coward and I beat women. So I'm owning it. That is who I am.
Okay.
I don't like black women the least. I cannot stand them. The majority of bullshit that's ever happened in my life would happen at the occurrence of black women. Just like this conversation. Black women are evil people, in my opinion. And the older I get, the more I've sat back and realized not only have they hurt me, but hurt other people like you, who you claim that the women around you hurt you. So why would I ever think something nice about a group of people who even the people who turned into them, other black women, can trace their pain to them?
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but I feel like that can be handled in one or two ways. You can, and of course you're going to do what you want to do. How I choose to do it is try and educate and be there for black people and teach them the error of some of the ways that they have learned.
But if you believe that, then as soon as I told you what you said about me was false, you would have, that's why I said I don't trust y'all. I don't trust you at all, because you're saying it really nice right there. But when presented with the opportunity to do better, you didn't.
Tommy, you can't talk to me any kind of way and expect to get.
I wasn't
whatever
talking to
results
you
you're
any
looking
kind of way
for.
when I asked you the question.
That's
That's a
how I
lot.
took it, Tommy.
Oh
And
my
you
God.
can't
So
stop
now
me
you
from
have an
taking it like
excuse.
that.
Audience.
Tommy,
See,
I've apologized to you. Please,
no.
let's not go back
No.
there.
I'm not. If you say something, I'm going to address it. She just said
Okay.
I did her wrong. She said that I was talking to her any kind of way when I asked her the simple question at the beginning when there was no voice being raised or nothing. I didn't call her out a name at all. I specifically just I said, he said this. Do you not think that this was just irresponsible to say? I didn't cuss. I didn't even say it. I don't know what kind of way I said it in, but she gets to make up. And how many of you guys have discussed things with a black woman and have them say, well, that's how I took it, or it seemed like, or they always give every excuse other than the fact that it was a yes or no question. So you get to pick what you felt by the question that was asked, so therefore you don't have to answer it.
Tommy, you picked how you responded to what I said.
I still responded,
And
though.
that's your right.
No, I didn't pick. No. You called me a name. I responded by calling you a name.
No, I didn't call you a name first.
You did. Whenever I'm not a fucking woman. And when you tell me I'm acting like a woman because you don't like what the fuck I said, then you a bitch.
No, you called me a bitch several times before that, but that doesn't even bother me.
Once you told me I'm emotional.
I know who I am.
You a bitch if I'm emotional. You're not going to tell me I'm being emotional when you're talking about my fucking life. Like, that's a problem.
Okay.
Emotional is you writing your book. You were emotional when you wrote your book. You motherfuckers
Absolutely.
get on my nerves trying to say shit to people and act like you're just being nice. No, you're not.
Yeah,
You were
I'm
emotional
nice.
when you sit up there and reached out to him. You were emotional when you told him that the reason why I didn't talk to you was because I couldn't fuck you. That was your emotion speaking.
No, I was being ornery. I was making a joke, and evidently it was in bad taste.
What the fuck does
I'm
ornery
pretty sure you're
mean?
familiar
What does
with making
ornery
jokes in
mean?
bad
What
taste.
does ornery mean?
Tommy,
I just want to know what it means. You said it. You're the English person, so you wouldn't have a problem if I asked you to explain what something means. Then would you?
How
Or would
about
you
you
like to
look
just
it
keep
up?
talking over my head so I
how
don't
about
know
you
what you're
look it
talking
up?
about?
'Cause I don't want to play word games and submit.
I want to know what you just said to me. If I don't know what the fuck it means, why wouldn't you tell me what it means? Or do you want me to just be lost? What does this word mean? That was a simple question.
Look it up.
Next time I have to look up something, maybe I should talk to someone who knows what the fuck it means when they're saying it to me. Because I don't appreciate people who think that talking over my head is cool. I would never say a word
not
to an
trying to
individual
talk
that I
over
was
your head.
talking
I
to
thought we were
if they
going
said I
back
didn't
to
understand
talking.
what this word means. If I don't understand
thought-
what this word means, then I'm going to explain it.
Tommy,
Somebody says ornery means combative, mean spirit, emotional, bad-tempered. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that the motherfucker who was trying to tell me, and she knew it, that's why she wouldn't answer it. Because the word in itself is an emotional response. That's why she wouldn't answer it. She contradicted herself in her own sentence.
no, I said what I meant. I was.
That's
being
an
honest,
emotion.
Tommy.
That was an emotional response. To be ornery is an emotion.
No, well, yeah.
It is. She said no. No. I can't do it no more. That let y'all know what black motherfuckers do. You can't catch them when they know they know what something means, and she still no, it doesn't.
Why are you being so focused on that?
Why am I being so focused on what the fuck you say? That's why black women get away with shit, because everybody else lets them speak, because they're like retarded children, because they're emotionally fucked up, and you're supposed to just listen to the dumb shit they say and never check them on it. But when you check them on the shit that comes out of their mouth, you're the problem. Not what they said is the problem. You're the problem for listening.
Right.
You think I get mad at motherfuckers for listening to shit that come out of my mouth and saying, hold on, sir, what do you mean by that? And I'm all of a sudden offended? Why would I be offended? I'm putting shit out in the public, and people who are listening are saying, well, it sounds like you said this. I wouldn't get mad. Why am I speaking publicly if I don't want them to understand what I mean? Why are you writing a book that if someone questions a chapter in your book, you're going to tell them, why are you focusing on one chapter? There was 8.
No, I'll explain anything I've written. But I do want to say this. You had asked me how I felt about you. And if I could, for the record, I'd like to say, and I tried to say this to True Freeman a few times, I don't I don't have any allegiance to either one of y'all in the fight between the two of you. And I don't think that one has done the other any more wrong than, like I've heard him talk about your daughter and that was disgusting and I told him that. And then he likes to say that you've talked about his family or you've done things to him. But it's clear this is someone who does every day go online with a clear intent to bring you down. And I think he said that he's not going to stop until he does that. That's why I said he's digging two graves while he's trying to dig yours. He's also digging his own grave.
Do you also understand that what you said was you heard him specifically speak about my underage daughter? And
I did hear him speak.
And his reply to you was he said things about my family. See, he's responding like a black woman. He has nothing specific, so he just throws out something in general to combat something specific. You specifically heard him talk about my underage daughter, a girl, a black girl, one that he said he was coming here to take up for. There would be no reason for him, if that's his stance, that you don't talk about grown black women. Why do you think he would have felt it was okay to talk about a child? Because he don't like the father. Because remember, if I don't think, why would I think, well, I don't think raping kids is right, but since somebody raped my kid, I'm going to go rape theirs. That doesn't make any sense. But he can't even tell you, since I talked about his underage kid, he talked about mine. He can't say it was an eye for an eye. That's why he gave you a general response, because he knows I didn't even say anything about his son. As a matter of fact, I've done more for his son this last year than he's done in the last 5. Do you understand that how he got his son over to his house to embarrass him was to lie to his son and tell him he had some money to give him?
No, I don't understand that, because I only saw a little bit of that video. When I seen it, it looked kind of tense. I was busy or something, so I didn't finish watching it. But then I later heard
that's how he got his son over there.
Kind of went left.
That's how he got his son to his house. He lied to him and told him, I got some money to give you. Come get it. His son comes in the house. He tells him, first words out of his mouth, sit your punk ass down right here.
Oh.
That was his first words. In the audience, tell me if I'm lying. He said, sit your punk ass down right here. And then he went into a tirade. Didn't give that boy not one dime. But he's trying to tell people, I'm a scam artist. Who's the scam artist? Me, who has no one who's donated complaining, or him who told his own son, come to my house, I got some money to give you. And instead, he turned the camera on and embarrassed that boy.
Yeah, that's not good. I didn't watch it, so I can't really speak on it because, like you said earlier, I should do my own research. And as a person who didn't watch it, I can't speak on it. All I can comment on is what you're saying now. If that's the case, it's not good.
But this is the man that supposedly, again, y'all give him ammunition by, if you know he gonna stalk me every day, telling him, well, he wouldn't have me on his show because he wouldn't fuck me. Knowing that I had then sent you emails saying, hey, why don't you come on the show? You don't have to talk about this fool. Even now, I don't want you to sit here and talk about this fool because the man's an idiot. Talking about him does what? I could do that on my own. I don't need someone to come on and back that up.
That's right.
But I can't believe you didn't watch.
I'm not going to help your cause. I'm not, I mean, I
But I'm
can't
saying,
help
I
your
can't believe
cause.
you didn't watch this thing that was that big of him doing that to his son.
No, I didn't. I was busy doing something else. I have.
Oh, no, I understand, but this has been months ago.
No, I didn't. I never saw the video. Okay, the first video I heard, I think you speaking about the son smoked weed at his dad's house or something, and his
You
dad
didn't hear the
him.
son on my show. You didn't see any of these things. You just.
I seen the son on your show, and then his mom was there, and you didn't know his mom was going to say anything.
He repeated it on my show.
Yeah.
He repeated what his dad did to him on the show. He's the one who said, he told me he was going to give me some money.
Oh, well, maybe I didn't hear that part, but when I did talk to True Freeman after that, I asked him would he handle it differently and show his son a different amount of respect.
He said no.
And yeah, I guess he did say no.
He
He
said
said
no.
that
And
he
he
would
sat
have.
right there in his audience. Sat right there. And his audience backs up him talking about my daughter when she was 9. Backed up her talking about her now when she's 12. Saying he hopes that when she flies out to Arizona that some white men on the plane rape her. And then he turned around and said, it ain't against the law for me to hope. Said that she gonna grow up sucking white dick. This man's talking about a kid. And you
That
still
was
sit over there and tell
100%
him how
wrong.
good of a person you think he is. How you just want to help him. Help him do what? Continue to do it?
No, I don't. I'll clear that up for you right now. And I told him the same thing I'm going to tell you. I don't endorse anything that he said about your daughter. And no, I don't want to help him do that. As far as being a good person, I think that there's good in you. I've seen other things you've done. I've seen where you've talked about you've given money to Black women and different causes and people in their homes or computers or whatever. I've seen those things. And when I say that I think that he's a good person, I think that he's good at heart. And I do think that he's smart. He ain't no dummy doing these things that he's doing. He's chasing you around, in my opinion. I may be wrong, but it seems to me that he's chasing you around from channel to channel, aggravating you just like he said he would.
Okay,
Now,
well,
as
hold on
far
a
as your
second. You
daughter is
said, okay,
concerned,
hold on a second. If you can hold on 1 second, it's something I got to do. I got to press this. Then I got to press it again. All right. Now, hold on a second. You said he's not a dummy. But chasing
I
after
don't
me,
think
a person
so.
who he doesn't know, has cost him his son, has cost him a lot of whatever his business is, because this is things that he claimed. And it's about to cost him his wife, as you saw, and it's cost him to get arrested live on his own show.
Well, he said they wanted to do a mental evaluation on him.
Okay, so do you think he's very smart if it's cost, and his wife in that broadcast was afraid and she told him, I'm leaving. And his response was, we're gone then.
I heard that. Okay. What he's doing right now, the price he's paying for trying to hurt you, excuse me, no, a typical smart man wouldn't do that. But I'm not saying that overall that he's dumb because he's doing a dumb thing. Smart people do dumb things. I'm saying that I think
He's
this
not
man,
doing a dumb thing. He's done a dumb thing for 2 straight years.
right, which is another point I had wanted to make earlier about when I was on his show and I was irresponsible in saying what I said about you not having me on your show. I wanted to say that the situation between you guys has been going much longer than when I said that. I just wanted to throw that out there. But again, I just feel like
Smart people will recognize what they're doing as a problem. You do know this,
he
right?
can't
That's
see,
why you
he
said
can't
you're
see
doing
it because he can't see the forest for the trees. All he can see is you.
Well, isn't that why you said you're writing the book and trying to help these people out? Because you said you're trying to correct a lot of mistakes and a lot of cycles that we continue doing because we don't know they're wrong. So you point out that they're wrong. And yet you'll have people who are around him and y'all won't point out to him, this is wrong, sir. Like you're losing everything. And we can't watch you go after a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. We can't do that. It's the equivalent of, yes, I could have a dude that's a friend of mine and he could do a lot of things right. He go out and kill a kid. I'm not going to say, well, I can look past that thing he did, even though the other 100 things I know about him were perfect. That one thing of killing that kid negated everything. I'm sorry it did. There's
Yeah.
no way in hell y'all can continue to tell this man you don't think he's a bad dude when you hear how he speaks not only about my kid, my mom, Vic's kid, Vic's wife. There's no way y'all could keep up. He's shown a pattern of doing this. He did it with Benevolent Flowers' kid. Everybody's
I've
kid
never heard-
is
I don't
up
know.
for this
I don't
man
heard- haven't
right
heard it.
when he's upset, your kid's on the table. And y'all are still going to try to talk about how there's something good in him? As a matter of fact, an individual like this is probably one of those individuals who touched you when you were a kid. An individual like him, who the first thing he think of is to speak sexually about a kid, but claiming he trying to take up for kids and get rid of pedophiles. Really? This is the same man who cried on a phone call and told me how he loved my daughter. Who says you love a man's kid and you don't even know that man's kid? Who does that? Let me ask you something. Weird. Don't you think that's an odd thing for a grown man to do? Break down and cry? Talk about, I love your daughter. Your daughter's beautiful. Who does that?
Tommy, I thought that was weird. And like you had mentioned my book earlier about me trying to correct these behaviors. With true, it's not that I was trying to correct his behaviors like any behaviors that were in line with what's going on in my book. What I was trying to do is to get him to realize he is emotionally or mentally unstable. And I was trying to get him to recognize when it's going too far and to stop himself and take a break from it or think about these things before he just continues, because it seems like he would be on the show and he would just keep going and going, no matter how far or how ridiculous it seemed.
Did you hear when he said, if going after Tommy cost me my relationship with my wife, then so be it?
I heard that, and I thought that was absurd.
And yet there are people following him because they don't like my delivery.
I just said that I don't like your delivery. I don't know what people think, but I also heard him when I said something to him about your daughter. I heard him. He said something about it, like, and I'm guessing and maybe paraphrasing, so please don't quote me. It was something to the effect of like a necessary evil. He didn't want to do it, but he was trying. I remember.
Yes, he said they forced me to do this. Let me ask you something. Can an individual be forced to do something they don't want to do by another individual who doesn't put a gun up to their head or anything?
In some cases, yes, but in this particular case, nobody could have forced him to come on and say that about your daughter.
I would like to hear one of those cases in which an individual cannot physically threaten you, emotionally threaten you, or financially threaten you, but they forced you to do something that you believe in your core is wrong. How?
Well, when you first posed the question, you said put a gun up to your head. And I said in some cases, yes, because I thought of other physical threats besides a gun.
Well, that's what I was talking about. I was saying if they didn't I said they haven't been around you. You don't see them.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You can't make me. That's like saying somebody on YouTube made so many videos that I went out and fucked a man.
Right. Yeah, no, that's not a good excuse.
No, but that's the excuse he used. Remember, and he told you, he said he didn't want to, but the gloves had to come off. Huh?
It was wrong.
Gloves should have came off and you could say what you want to say about me. Why would you bring in his kid? And then today you heard him sit there and then you heard them fat ass girls say the same thing. Can't believe that Tommy is talking about Donna and saying stuff about Donna. And I don't say shit about Donna. I make fun of the fact that she worked at Arby's when he kept telling people he gonna have me working at Burger King. How is it going to be a diss if he gets me to work at Burger King when his wife currently works at Arby's? Does that make sense?
No, that's not a good analogy. But the thing is, I didn't hear much of the girls, the VOR, or Voices of Reason. I heard him talk about him a little bit, and I haven't had a chance to go listen to him. And even tonight on your show, I was doing something else, and I had your show on my TV in the background, and then I heard you saying something about inherited insanity, so I started paying closer attention. So I didn't see or hear everything that was said.
What did I say about you?
Somebody maybe in your comment section had said something about someone named Daisy or something, and what I recall you saying is, go ahead.
Yes, because I put that Daisy into my search, and your name, your email came up, and I was like, but that's not who that is.
Yeah, and so when I heard that, I started paying attention, and then, of course, eventually I said, can I answer something for you? Now, but again, the VOR girls and the discussion, I didn't get to hear it.
Yeah, I'll let you hear just
address somebody that was.
Now it's gonna be hard for you to hear it on Skype. I don't know.
Motherfucker sitting up here trying to get him some money to move, and y'all stupid enough to pay for it, but yet you gonna go at a damn woman you don't even know. Donna Henson has done nothing to none of y'all.
That woman said Donna Henson had done nothing to none of y'all. You can tell this bitch is at least 80. No teeth. But she said Donna Henson has done nothing to none of y'all. But Alex Sotomayor has done nothing to anyone, and she's a kid.
I agree. I don't know what Donna has or hasn't done, but I know that your daughter is a kid and should not be a part of this.
And yet those women, so you want to wonder why I would hate black women? Those women are black. Those women spend a whole show, that girl, that woman you just heard talking, spent a whole show calling my daughter a monkey and a horse.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and you know what excuse she used? The same one that Tyra used. Gloves is off. But I don't know this woman. So what gloves were off for her? But this was her excuse, the father excuse. He talk about, when he's online talking about black women, those are somebody's daughters. Those are somebody's mamas. So his little horse should expect to get the same thing. That's what she said.
No, that's a horrible comparison. Black women that you talk about are women who, as adults, have made decisions and behaved in a certain way, and that's the repercussion. Your daughter is just plain off limits.
I could see if they had a video of my daughter doing something out of line. And I've been saying, by all means, my daughter goes out and robs a store, that shit's in the news. Why would I get mad that you're talking about it? She did the act.
Yeah. No, I didn't know.
Oh, and the crazy bitches in the comment section. No. Cores, I know you want to block her, but I want to leave it open. If you can, don't block Yvonne. Let Yvonne go on and rock out and say more of the disgusting stuff that she has to say, because this Yvonne bitch, this old bitch been chasing me for years, and I don't know this bitch. So if you can, go ahead and don't block her, unblock her, let her say whatever it is she needs to say. Thank you, Cores. Let her go ahead and continue, because people like that, I love to let them keep going because they've just proved my point. And I get to show you guys the type of individuals these guys are. She's addressing a kid because she doesn't like the father. And this is the normal reaction of these people who don't like me.
Can I make an observation?
You can.
Okay, so as far as you and your little daughter, Alex, goes, you've said some things that I really agree with, and you've shown through your actions, just like when you put up some of your old videos with her little no teeth, and it looks like you're in some kind of an arena, and she looks so cute with her cotton candy. I look at things like that, and I hear the pride in your voice when you talk about her, and I've seen her on a couple, 2 or 3 little videos, and she looks like a happy, well-adjusted, age-appropriate child. And I think that this is how we want to raise our daughters. And I think no matter what, this is just my opinion, and I know you'll correct me. And I think no matter what Tommy says on his platform, I think he loves black women and adores them. I just think he has some personal problems. That's my opinion, Tommy. But getting back to your daughter, I think if more fathers were in the lives of their children, they would be more well-rounded, seemingly like she is. And I've also had the thought that this is someone who won't have to go out into the world and accept anything a man tells her, because her dad has told her she's special. Her dad has shown her that she should be taken care of on a certain level or valued on a certain level. So when you talk about men being in their children's lives, I agree with you. When you talk about men and they're not wanting to have babies with women and women have those babies anyway, I agree with you, because the woman is being selfish and it does hurt the kid. No matter if we say, I'll just take care of my baby on my own, you're going to mess that baby up. And then there are a lot of women who not only have the kid, they have the kid and take out all their frustration and angers on the kid. And that's bad. And that's part of the problem in Black society too. So I just wanted to make that observation. That's one of the things I like about your show. One of the things that I like about you on the surface, because as you said, I don't know you, but you seem to be an excellent father. I remember when you found out that you had the other little girl. As much crap as you talk about black women, your other little girl has some little extensions or something in her hair, and you said, I haven't been in her life. I haven't shown her different yet, or something to that effect. but in your eyes, you looked so proud of this little girl. You looked
I
at
am.
her.
She's a
and it
beautiful
looked
little
like
girl.
you
She's
had
texting
love.
me. She's literally have been texting me throughout this show, just letting me know because I don't really get along with her mom like that. But that little girl thinks that I'm the best thing that ever happened to her life, and she just met me 2 years ago.
And that's a beautiful thing, ain't it?
Yeah, but then here's what you got to ask yourself. Just like that Yvonne thing and all of those people. That Yvonne woman is in my chat room right now. I told that Yvonne woman, whatever it is you got to say about me, I'll let you come on my show. Because she said I took a bubble bab on YouTube. I don't know what a bubble bab is. But what does that have to do with talking about my kid? Yes, I took a bubble bab on YouTube. What does that have to do with talking about my daughter? But I just told her, you surely can come on my show. She's been stalking me for all kinds of stuff. But you know what she won't do? The simple thing of just getting on the show. Whatever you got to say, go ahead. I'll let you say it. Say what you got to say. I'll answer what you ask. No matter how much cussing I've been doing to you, if you ask me a question, I answer it. I don't know how not to answer the question people ask. To me, it's normal. If I got a beef with somebody to the point where I'm stalking them for years, you better believe if I had an opportunity to talk to them, I would. So then you got to ask yourself the question, why do they sit around stalking me all day like this? True Freeman, that joker told me, call in. I'll talk to Tommy. I'll talk to him. Soon as I got on the line and said, hey, I'm here, I'll talk to you. That was 10 minutes ago. That's what this fool said.
That's because they don't really want to face it. It's better for them and for their business that they don't talk to you and squash the beef, because then what are they selling?
You said I was being a coward, but the one thing I have not done is hung up on you.
No, you haven't hung up on me. I said you were being a coward when you put me on mute or whatever.
Well, I had to because that was my time I had to. That was my time to go off, and I don't need somebody in the middle of it, because if you're not going to answer the question, I must entertain my audience. That's why I'm good at what I do.
You are.
Well, I don't hold anything, and people will tell you, I don't hold things once they're done. But at the moment, I'm going to address them how they need to be addressed, because we need to stop allowing women, and I've had too many women in my life do it. They will do shit to you and then will act like it was no big deal. And let me tell you, and I can prove this to you right now.
You don't have to. It happens in Black America every day.
That's what I was about to say. I know it happened to you, because when you finally told somebody what happened to you as a kid, they told you. I can guarantee it, because I watched them tell my cousin this. Well, that was in the past. You know what? I watched them tell me that. When I told my mom what happened to me, she told me, well, you look like you're doing fine now.
That's a hurtful thing. And yeah, it's happened to me. It happens in our community. And that's another thing that I like about you. I've seen lately where I feel like you've been more open and talking about some of the things that have affected you in the past, giving your own stories about, I always call it the miseducation of Black people, giving your own stories about some things that happened when you were a child that evidently you still think about. To me, that makes me feel like I have a connection with you, and I imagine it makes the audience see things a little bit differently and not just see you for what makes you angry, but see your experiences. So I think that's a good thing.
But see, they take it as weakness. Whenever you expose the problem. No. But they're going to do it with a man. See, they're going to say that as a man, you're weak. I remember the first time I talked about what happened to me as a kid. Do you know YouTubers started making YouTube videos saying I was gay because I didn't like it as a kid? That was the response to me exposing the molestation that happened to me as a kid at the hands of a Black woman. I was called gay for I didn't like it at 10 years old.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. I didn't know that happened. I'd never heard that story, first of all. Second of all, the people that were calling you gay are the very people that we are talking about. And those are the very people that at least I would like to see some correction in. And I imagine you too. Black people, and you've said this yourself, that Black children, I forgot how you said it, but something about our value is placed in our sexuality or something like that. And a man has to sleep with several women, and a girl knows that, her vagina is what'll get her somewhere. You said something like that.
Well, yes. But us as men, when a woman gets mad at me, the first thing she says is, you don't get no pussy. That's the response from adults.
Because
so if
that's
women,
what we're taught.
right. So if women believe the amount of pussy I get dictates how much of a man I am, then why would they get mad when I'm out here fucking everything?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I'm literally trying to make sure that people understand that I'm a man and I'm gonna beat my chest and I'm gonna put my dick in everything, so you can't call me a faggot, or you can't call me gay, or you can't say I don't get no pussy. So I just fuck everything. And do you know that that's the mentality of most black men? We will fuck anything to prove we ain't gay, to prove we ain't soft, and to prove that people want us. And as a matter of fact, the more people I fuck, the more I can get a black woman to commit to me. Whenever I commit to a black woman and stop fucking around, she stops the commitment.
Yeah, that's because they don't know any better. I'm telling you, that's just, I don't have to tell you, you already know. That's just rampant in our community. It's rampant that we think that way. A girl in high school, when I was in high school, she didn't want the kid who looked like he had a future ahead of him, someone who was doing something. She wanted the kid who she thought, or it appeared, that he was sleeping with all the girls. She wanted him too. And that's illogical. It doesn't even make any sense. Why would you want him too? Why would you want to be in that number when all you're going to get is laid down and laid off? I mean, why would you want that? But they do.
I had two girls in my comment section. Both of them was sitting there and was fucking them both at the same time, and neither would stop. When I finally picked one, they both left. I said, this doesn't make any sense. I could have just kept fucking both of y'all. This was stupid.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, but that's how it is. That's why we have to reconcile it. You know, for me, the first, I say 23, 24 years of my life, I did these things, and I didn't do the thing with the sex thing. I had some promiscuity in my young years because that was what everybody else was doing, and that's what made me part of the crowd. But a lot of the ignorance, the being loud, the being ornery, which evidently I'm still capable of, or the being ghetto or irrational, I did those things in my first 24 years of life. And then I had to learn how to reconcile them. And that is not easy. But somebody had to show me that I was wrong. They ended up showing me with love, but someone had to show me that I was wrong. A lot of black women don't know that it's wrong.
But that's why when you heard me speaking to you the way I was speaking to you, once you told me I'm emotional, that is some of the phrases that are used towards men to shut them up. These phrases, and you know it, these are phrases used to emasculate a man, and that's what you kept doing with your sweet voice, kept trying to emasculate me. And that's the problem. We allow black women to tell us what we can and cannot say by their little smart ass attitudes towards us as men. And so men will allow women to get away with anything because we don't want their mouth to knock us down, because black women's mouth can knock us down, which is why eventually black men get to the point where they beat the shit out of one of you. And every time I walk by a black woman getting her ass beat by somebody, I will not help. Know this. I will not help, because I know you said something to cause that man to do that. And if you wanted a few who didn't, oh, too bad. It ain't my job to help your ass anyway. I ain't got 9-1 or 1 on my shirt. But I ain't helping a black bitch at all. I'll help a white bitch getting beat up before I help a black one, because I know a black one got a lot of fucking mouth and they refuse to admit when they're wrong. You got to go through hell and high water to get a black woman to finally say, my bad. And I can tell you, over the last 3 weeks, I've had conversations with several different black women, and I had to yell and scream before they finally admitted the shit they did was wrong. And it should never get to that point. I shouldn't have to threaten you, beat your ass, or yell at you like we crazy as fuck before you finally admit that something's a problem.
I can't argue with you. Evidently, we went through that earlier tonight. You wanted me to answer yes or no, and I didn't, and I was wrong. I can't argue with you on that. But you just never know if anyone is deserving of getting beat up. And whether or not you...
Well, that's why I don't help. I don't know if they deserve it, so I leave them alone. I don't know what you did to deserve to get that ass whooping, but I'm not going to get shot or beat up trying to help you. I don't know you, bitch. You ain't fucking me.
Yeah.
That's my
I hear
attitude.
you.
I don't know you. Whatever you did to cause you to get that ass whooping, I'm thinking you must have deserved it. I'm thinking that he know how to discern how to dole out ass whoopings. And when he doled you out this ass whooping, I'm assuming he knew that how many ass whoopings he had left and felt like you deserved one of them.
That's not always true though, because just like black women have problems, black men have problems. And
I know,
black
but it
men
ain't my
can feel-
job to save this woman.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying.
She put
it could
herself
be a
in
black
position
man-
to get her ass whooped. I didn't.
Or it could be the fact that this is a black man who feels like if he doesn't put his hands on her, he ain't a man. If he doesn't shut her up.
So she
Because
shouldn't have been
somebody
fucking
showed
him.
that.
You gave him the pussy and not me. So you deserve the ass whooping. I would have liked that pussy, but you didn't give it to me. You gave it to him.
Okay.
Seriously, you can't sleep with no dude and ask me to save you from him. No. We gonna have to work out a contract like Suge Knight. We gonna have to write a contract on some toilet paper that you gonna suck my dick after I fight this nigga.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm not fighting him if my dick ain't getting sucked.
What about chivalry?
Fuck chivalry. You know what? You know why chivalry no longer exists?
No.
Because feminism rose. Feminism killed chivalry. You can't have them both.
Feminism is a problem. And I know you made the point that no one watches my videos. I don't have a big audience. I got like 1,200 subscribers. But today I talked about feminism because feminism is bull crap. And
you get a bigger audience if you
front.
put them breasts up. You pull them up a little bit and show a lot of cleavage because I'll come watch. That's why true female mad and just smile.
Now, I'm not going to say anything else about that. My husband doesn't watch YouTube, but I'm not going to say anything else about that.
If he does, he should tell you if you want a big audience. He know you got big titties. If my girl decide to do YouTube videos, I'm gonna tell her put them titties on display. Put them on display. You know that's why you got me because you got big old titties. So just put them on display.
I'm not going to say anything.
I'm
But
a businessman.
I hear you talking.
I'm a businessman first. If I'm gonna let my girl YouTube, she gonna do it and get paid. You ain't gonna be doing it for free. You gonna make some money. You gonna shake your ass. Watch yourself. Show them what you're working with.
Okay, Mystical. My channel hasn't been monetized, but it meets all of the requirements. I guess YouTube is behind, but even the monetization doesn't mean anything. I just want people to watch my videos. But you made me forget what I was thinking about.
You were talking about your husband, and you were talking about this idea of when I was saying when it comes to women and these issues, it seems like women won't stick to the core of the issue, and they will still do things like try to emasculate a man.
Oh, okay. Again, you're right. It's not in our nature. It's in our nurture as black women to emasculate a man when we don't agree. That's the way to shut down the conversation. So you're right. A lot of people will call you gay or call you a fag. And I apologize for that term for anybody who takes it as something derogatory.
Them
People
faggots shouldn't be
will
offended.
do that. Well, I don't, that's just how I feel. But no, you're right about that. But that's still, again, we can't sit down together, you, me, and a crew of many others. We can't sit down and write down all the wrongs that we have to deal with in our communities and with people that look like us. We can't do it. But you're right. That is one of the things that happens. When I said that you were being emotional, I honestly felt that way because it seemed like you and I were having a good conversation, respecting each other.
But why would my emotional status have anything to, but why would my emotional status have anything to do with it, especially if you know you're talking about me as a person and my business? Why would you then say the person's emotional? That's what I mean. You would find that offensive if when you were talking about you being raped and the person looked at you and you were right in everything you said, they just told you, you're getting emotional. Seriously?
I can't argue with anything you just said, and this may surprise you. You may not agree, but the fact that I can say something like that does not come from being around women. It comes from being around men, being the only girl around a bunch of men. Me saying, hey, stop being so emotional comes from that.
Men told other men to stop being so emotional?
No, they told me to stop
Okay.
being so emotional.
So let me explain something to you. Emotion is not bad if the person is correct.
Emotion is not bad, which you brought up earlier.
It's
Something
not
about
bad if
men
they're
being
correct. I
emotional. It's
mean,
not bad.
because most people would get emotional when lied upon, because the lie that someone tells about you can harm you. Remember, the things that you guys are saying about me can get me beat up in public, can get me shot in public, has gotten people trying to put my daughter's school address. And you can see this in Tyra's comment section. So since he loved the kids so much, why is it that every time somebody puts my daughter's school address, and it's not the right address, but they put it there, he never blocks them. But you go in there and say Tyra, you'll get blocked.
Yeah. He just has I think he just has a one-track mind. I don't know how else to explain it, and I don't think he's always rational, but that's why he and I can't have, I think, a productive discussion, because I think he's not always rational.
Well, listen,
Mm-hmm.
this stuff that goes on online should never leak into people's real life. But not only has it leaked into people's real life, now that's all we want is people's real life. We don't want to talk about what you said online. We don't want to talk about how you looked in your video. No, we want to talk about where you were born, what your mama did, what your daddy did, how many kids you got, did you pay your child support, are you behind with the IRS? And we're going to try to get you arrested because we want this real life to be here. We want this to be reality TV for real, except for we want to be able to hold the remote control. And that's what the fool Tyra's dealing with, that the people are watching him that don't like me either. But you know what they want to see? A beef between me and him. So he's so dumb, that's why I don't fall into it. You don't see someone telling me what he said, me going off because I read in the comment that what he said, and I go off on that. If I didn't see him say it myself, I'm not going to say he said it. I won't go up here and say that because somebody came to my door, he sent them. I'm not going to say because my show goes down right now that he's hacking my computer. This dude's a fucking idiot. And anybody trying to say that this idiot who shot the floor, who's constantly threatening people's lives, who call into the show, who constantly challenging people to come kill him at his house, and then being surprised that people come by his house. Do you understand how stupid that is? He tells people every day, come to my house. Come on. Y'all know where I live. I bet ain't none of y'all big enough to come through. And as soon as they come through, he start crying like a bitch. They showing up at my house. Who does that?
Well, you're right about that, but a couple things. That's whole part of when you dig one man's grave, dig your own, because he's digging his own grave. But also, he's clearly, evidently, highly paranoid.
Every day, somebody, they don't call the police. It's the police out there hacking. FBI listening right now. You know the FBI listening. This fool actually sits there and says that. He said the FBI listening to his show. They tap in his phone. Do you know that fool said that somebody drove outside his house and hacked into his security system?
I've seen that.
Hold on a minute. If somebody was going to hack into his stuff, like if like he kept telling people I was hacking into his computer, let me tell you what I would do if I hacked into his computer. I'm doing OJ's if I did. If I did it. If I were to hack into his computer, you know what the first thing I would do is wipe his computer clean? So he couldn't put up those videos about me. I would take down the videos of him putting up my daughter, saying that I'm putting my daughter out there for pedophilia. I would take that off of his computer. Why would I hack his computer to make his show go down for a few seconds and then he comes right back?
Makes sense. If you're going to hack his computer, you'd go for something a little more meaty.
I'm not going to pay no motherfucker to hack the computer and not erase your shit. That's the first thing I'm going to do. If I pay somebody to hack your computer, I'm erasing your shit. I'm locking you out. You can't get in your computer now.
Yeah.
But you got his fans and that Yvonne Robinson and all the rest of them jackasses sitting up there trying to help this fool because they're doing it because they know he's so stupid. Just like that white boy made a video and told him, you're not built for this. You're not built for this. You know what he was doing? Egging that boy on to keep on fucking with me, but he too stupid to see it. He was egging him on. He knows that this dude is so dumb that he's the McFly of YouTube, that if you call him a chicken, he's going to fight.
Yeah. Well, one thing you may or may not have noticed about me, but I'll tell you, is I never encourage him to fight you. I always encourage him or plead with him to not fight with you. And I called in and spoke with you on your show one time and asked you the same thing. I wish you guys would stop fighting. I know both of you are defending yourselves.
How many times have I asked this dude to squash him? How many times have I asked this dude, can we squash him?
Please leave me alone. I've heard it.
I came in the show one time. I said, man, let's cut this out, man. This is stupid. Can you get people to take my address offline? His address was online before I knew he existed. You can Google it now and you can see where he put his own address online when he was making them stupid ass videos and blogs. He did this. I didn't. I found his address by that.
Yeah.
I'm asking the man, dude, he keeps saying, now let me tell you something. All these $30,000 a month he said he's cost me, I can't get that back. It's gone. Can't go back and get it. Mm-hmm. Yet I'm still telling him, just leave me alone. All these lies he's told about me, the girls who I was dating, he put their picture up. I can't take them down. The lie he told about the kid on Instagram was mine. I can't take that back. That he put that out. But his excuse for not fucking with, for continuing to fuck with me, I'm sure you've heard it. Can they take down, can they repair my relationship with my son? So no, I ain't gonna stop. Can they take back my daughter, my wife's information? No, so I ain't gonna stop. Can they take back? He makes an excuse for why he's continuing to do it, and then turned around and just took all that away by saying, I don't care if I lose my son or my wife, I'm gonna still go at this man. So that lets you know he's full of shit and he doesn't care. Any woman that was follow him after he says, have you heard his wife say, I'm leaving, in her scared voice? And he still said,
I heard her say she was scared that night, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yet he still said, I would rather go after this dude on YouTube. He's acting like he didn't do anything for me to respond back to him.
Yeah.
And again, he talks about my daughter. I don't talk about his. He says he don't include people into the stuff that don't have nothing to do with it. How many times have he posted up Thomas Jerome Harris Jr.? How many times have he done that?
I don't know, but I've seen the picture of the little young man, and I mean,
and he told a whole backstory about the man too, didn't he? Told a whole backstory. He's suffering through some ailments. Now let me ask you something. You that person, and you weren't saying anything. You were trying to live your life and move on. How would you like it if some random person kept putting up your picture and attaching you to somebody you don't like?
Of course, I wouldn't like it.
Mm-hmm. So here's what you have going on. You have all these people claiming I have all these kids that I don't take care of, but you have none of these kids coming out and saying I don't take care of them. You don't have any of the mothers coming out and saying I don't take care of them. Do you not find that odd?
I find that as either you have your stuff together or, people are just carrying themselves with more tact.
So you have people who don't know these people. These people hadn't brought themselves out into the public, but they're bringing them out into the public, but then turn around and say, we don't mess with people who don't have nothing to do with it. How appropriate is it that they would be going around? Maybe my son's embarrassed about me. Maybe he don't want nobody to know I'm his daddy. Why would you be telling people I'm his daddy then? Why would you do it?
Well, it wouldn't be my place, and it's irrelevant to what you do.
That's my point. So this man goes around and tries to tell everybody he doesn't do anything to anyone, and all he does is fuck with people. When he didn't like what you said, how did he respond to you? Did he let it go when the show was over? Or did he keep on going? Because see, after me and you get through talking, It's done. Whatever happened. I did a show. I entertained my people. I spoke about something, and I'm going on to something else.
Right.
But he kept talking about you. He kept bringing you up. You went from being a nice person to crazy as fuck because you didn't agree with him.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I do laugh if someone says crazy. I'm not crazy, but I don't know. If you see it like that and you call it, I'm laughing at it.
But you look at how the individual just with everyone, he jumps from your good side to your bad side. And he won't let it go. You're now his enemy.
And I am. I don't know if he sees me as an enemy. That's the feeling that I get from it. And not the screenshot you have of me there, but there's another one after that where I was trying to clarify that I'm not the enemy.
And you've been nicer to him than
I
you've been to
care
me.
about him.
But you've been nicer to him than you've been to me. Because remember, when I tried to get you on the show, you refused to come on due to your allegiance to him and his mental status, and you didn't want him to feel like people were piling on him, even though I wasn't bringing you on the show to talk about him.
Well, this is a question that I'm going to have to do some explaining. I didn't do that because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I felt like True Freeman was the underdog. I feel like this when a lot of different people approach you or have it out with you. I've said it before.
People my size and bigger don't want to argue with one man like that. They'll start, like if you're my size and bigger, that meant you had content to get you big. Think about it. That meant you were doing something before I ever came about. So you can't focus your time on me because whoever your audience is going to wonder, wait a minute, why are you... This is not why we started watching you. I mean, look at me. Whenever I speak about him, the majority of my audience will get upset. Well, they claim they will, but now I got 1,000 people watching.
Yeah.
So a bigger person wouldn't do what somebody like him is doing. Smaller people will attach themselves to you because that's the only thing they got the people will watch. I've proven it several times. When he goes live, if he's not talking about me, nobody wants to watch him.
Well, I have noticed through my observations that there are lots of people online who are riding your coattails. Now, I don't talk about you guys quite often. I only talk about you when it comes up. And if you notice, I hadn't talked about either one of you in a while. All I did is the other day, I made a comment in True's chat room that I saw he was talking with his son and I was happy for him. And he tore me up. And he tore me up because of his, for lack of a better term, obsession with you. Because a few days prior, I had made a 1-minute video saying, Tommy Sotomayor, I know we're not even cool like that, but can you take this one for me? And I said that the link is in the description section. I went back and I erased that, but evidently True had seen it, and that
Can I take what for you? Was it like a story? Was it a story?
It was a story where Black China had put some pink weave in her daughter's hair. And I said in the video that I know you can tear her up much better than I can and much more, and you'll reach more people than I can. And I said that this was part of the problem of Black women being seethed in like disdain for ourselves. And my point was, this little baby's like, what, 2, and you're already putting weave in her hair. And you always talk about hair hats. I stopped wearing weave because of all the crap you talk. And I thought, well, if Tommy saw this and spoke to it, I would love to see it. And I even had other women who are subscribers to my channel come in and say things like, oh no, we don't rock with Tommy Sotomayor. And I said, I watch Tommy. I don't make apologies. I don't make excuses. One of the reasons why True Freeman is upset with me is because I won't dislike you. Well, and I don't dislike him. And I would hope that you wouldn't be the type that says, well, if you don't, you're either
you've been liking him for a while. And have you heard me say anything to you about it or bother you? No, I haven't.
No.
Matter of fact, when you liked him, I still told you can come on my show. Ask me what you want.
I see you as not caring that I like him.
It's none of my business. I don't give a fuck who did some
Right.
woman suck. Like, it's stupid. If
Hey,
you're
no,
not sucking
no.
mine, then why do I care who's you suck? But you heard him earlier say, he said about my money. You heard him say he's trying to rid me of my money. So he said I wouldn't be able to go buy booty. Why would he try to stop me from being able to buy booty?
I don't get that.
Then he said,
I don't understand.
You want to hurt Tommy, take away his money. That's the only thing that matters to him. If he didn't have money, he couldn't rent his mansion. He couldn't rent his cars. Wouldn't if you take away everybody's money, they'd have the